Hello and welcome back to Square One Games. My name is Exonovan, and in this video we're going to be talking about the trophy expert Wenja. We have to learn all skills. So there's a couple things you're going to want to consider when you're going after this trophy, especially if you're trying to get it as fast as possible. I would say that step number one is probably going to be to get out there and just progress the main missions a bit, right? You kind of want to get to the point where you can get the grappling claw. That actually takes place in the Wenja mission storyline. Actually, when you recruit him for the first time is actually when you're going to be able to get that. So I would suggest doing that first because step number two is going to be going out there and getting some of the collectibles. And when you're hunting down some of these collectibles, you're going to need the grappling claw, okay? Now, the ones you're looking for, of course, you can collect as many as you want, but first thing I would do is collect all of the spirit totems because what they do is they give you an XP boost, okay? So you get a certain percentage of XP boost each time you collect one, and it's cumulative. So you might get, a 2% boost this time, you collect another one, you might go up to 4%, and it just keeps maxing itself out, right? So you want to get all those first. That way all the other XP you accumulate in the game will have a 25% bonus or 30% bonus depending on how many of the totems that you collect. Now there are a total of 12 totems, so it's not going to take you too long to get all these things taken care of. Plus it's going to be opening up more parts of the map for you. You're going to be able to see more collectibles after that and things of that nature. So you're going to be killing stuff along the way. So it's just a really good way to get out there, explore the world map, get it opened up a bit, and like I said, get some of your collectibles because there's a trophy for that too. And you're going to be getting that XP boost. Now, I do have a collectible video up on the channel. I'll be putting a link to that in the description below. It does not show you all 12 totems though, but it does show you where they are because periodically I show you my map and you'll be able to see where the totems are, right? Even though you don't see me pick them up in the game. So after you've collected all 12 totems and you have that bonus XP, I honestly, if I was you, I would just go ahead and stop with the collectibles because you're going to have to travel the map anyway throughout the rest of the game. And you can obviously just pick the collectibles up as you go rather than taking a trip around the map, collecting them all. To me, it's just a time waste. I would just do it as you go. If it were me, I would probably go ahead and continue with the main missions in the game and start recruiting more people back to your village. The main reason why you want to do this is because some of the skill trees will not open until you've recruited them back to your village and completed some of their side quests, what the game calls specialist missions, right? So I'll kind of work on that for a while. That way I have my skill tree completely open, and then that way as you start getting skills, you can start applying those skill points, upgrading your character, which is obviously going to make the rest of the game a ton easier, right? Because you're upgrading all your skills. Now, the last tip I wanted to throw your way is to consider which missions you do from this point on, okay? So once you've got your 12 totems, you got your bonus experience, you got all your skill tree opened up, really think about what you want to do next, okay? Because the game has a lot of ways that you can earn experience. You've got bonfires and outposts and the help Wenja quest and a lot of things that you can do. Just make sure that you're reading the description of what you're about to do very carefully because sometimes it says that you're just going to earn skill points. Like it might say 1 skill point or 2 skill points or whatever, right? But then some of them just say XP earned, right? So you want to keep that into consideration, especially early on. And let me go ahead and explain why. So the way that you want to think about this is early on in the game when it takes less experience to gain a skill point, that's when you want to be going out on quests or missions that give you XP and not skill points, right? Because you're going to have that bonus XP logged, correct? So you're going to do the missions that, give you, let's say they give you 500 XP, you're going to get a 30% bonus on that or a 25% bonus on top of that, right? And because you need lower XP to gain a skill point, the multiplier is just going to give you tons of skill points early on in the game. So you want to do pretty much everything on the map that gives you XP first, so you can maximize the lower levels of your character, right? Of getting those skill points early on in the game. And then what you do is later on in the game when it takes a ton of XP to get a skill point, you simply go to the missions that give you a skill point. Does that make sense? And by the time you get to those are going to be super easy missions because you're going to have all your skills leveled up. So instead of having to gain 1500 XP to get a skill point, you're just going to go to a mission, complete it, and just get the skill point, right? This way you're not having to overload XP near the end of the game in order to, jump to a skill point, right? You're not going to have to get 2,000 XP to just get one skill point, right? Whereas if you do that early on in the game and you get that 2,000 experience, you might get 4 or 5 skill points, right? Because you need less at the beginning of the game and more near the end. And that's pretty much all the tips you need. If you plan ahead correctly, you're not going to have an issue where you're needing a ton of skill points at the end of the game. I know me, I didn't plan correctly because I was playing the game, with the idea of having to record video for you guys. So when I finally beat the game, I still needed like 63 skill points in order to get my trophy. But I still had a lot of missions that were open that I didn't complete. So I was able to go through and get them fairly easy. I do know also that you can reset bonfires. I haven't done that yet just because I didn't need to. But my thought is that if you did reset the bonfires, which you can do in the main menu, by the way, I'm thinking that maybe you would still get XP or skill points for, going back through and killing all the enemies there, taking over the outpost again, that sort of thing. Haven't tested that. Don't want you guys to think that's absolute fact, but that's just a theory in my head. If I needed those XP, I would think that I could just do that and get it. So that's something else to think about. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys be good.